Hey everyone, Zach here from Westbridge Church. Today I am going to show you guys a little bit about ProPresenter and what it does. So this is part one of a multi-part series. Today I'm just going to go into the basics of ProPresenter and how it works. I'm not really going to show you any controls or how to operate it. I just want to get you guys on the basic level of knowledge for this program so you know how it works and what's going on. So I'm just going to start here right away. I'm just going to open up ProPresenter real quick. And the nice thing about showing you guys how this works is maybe there's some of you that have run ProPresenter before in tandem with the production switcher. And maybe with this new format, you'll want to learn a little more about how ProPresenter works. And so today, my goal is to just kind of show you guys how the program works, and today you're actually probably going to learn a little bit more about it, even if you're pretty familiar with it. So there's a lot of new stuff to learn, whether you're familiar or not. So enough rambling. I'm just going to jump right in here and show you guys how this works. So ProPresenter, you open it up and the icon looks like this thing here, little slides thing going on. And when you open up the software, it should just pop it right up on the screen and load in all this fancy schmancy stuff. We're going to take a very in-depth look at the audience and stage display stuff here. But one good thing to know about ProPresenter is it's a very simple program to control. It looks a little scary at first, but it's actually very user intuitive. So to navigate to a slide, you can actually just click on the slide. You can also use the right and left arrow keys to navigate. And I believe that is the preferred way for most people that run this thing, but you are free to do whatever you want in this case. So you can use the right and left arrow keys. You can also use the space bar to advance slides as well. That's always been very handy. And another thing that you probably will never ever use, but you might prefer it for some reason, you're going to have the ability to type a slide number. So like 17 here, and it will navigate to slide 17 of the presentation that you have selected. I'll kind of move on to there, and I'll mention those controls in a future video as well, but that's just going to be your basic controls for ProPresenter. So, focusing in on the upper right-hand corner of the screen right now. As you can see here, we have two different types of screens. We've got this lyric slide selected right now, but you can see here that they both look a little different. And the reason for that is we use each of those screens for different things. And those screens are actually run through two different cables to two different places. Now, you can tell these screens are active on whatever source, or not source, but output they're going to. And you can click those and they'll actually turn on and off. So if I actually turn on my audience, or off my audience screen right here, you can see on the multi-view monitor, which we use with the production switcher, you can see that it's just a blank desktop. If I move my mouse over here, you can see it moving around on the screen there. So essentially, this whole setup is basically just a setup with 3 computer monitors, similar to what you would have at home. It's just a bigger version of it. So that's what those do. You'll want to make sure those are always green so people can see what's going on. So always double check that. I'll kind of break down what each of these displays do here. So obviously you have your control, your ProPresenter program, which you'll use to control those things. But the audience thing here, this is your audience display, and that's what people in the audience will be seeing. And then you've got your stage display here, which is what people on the stage will see. And they're very different. They display similar information, but in very different ways. So your audience screen is going to be for maybe worship lyrics on the lower third of the screen during worship. It's going to be for the teaching TV. It's going to be for any videos that might play, any pictures that might show. And the way in which ProPresenter is shown on any of those screens up on the stage is controlled by the production switcher. And actually the audience display, there's a cord running from this computer here to the production switcher. And the production switcher uses that input in different ways. And so that's basically where the audience thing is going. It's going right underneath the desk here to the production switcher. The stage display, on the other hand, actually just goes directly from this computer up to a TV, which is right above us. And that's going to have all the worship lyrics. It's going to have countdown timers, a clock for whoever's speaking to keep time, all that stuff. And just by this alone, just by the names, you can make a clear distinction between the two. The stage display is for anybody on the stage, and the audience display is for anybody in the audience. So that's the basic breakdown of these two screens and what they mean. So, that said, we're going to switch gears here, and we're actually going to close down ProPresenter, and we're going to take a look at a different program, which you'll use once in a blue moon, but this is a useful thing to know in case maybe there's not a point person here. So we're just going to close down ProPresenter. We're going to hit Command-Q and hit OK, and so that'll give us a blank desktop screen. And we're going to actually go down here, and we're going to go 2 icons to the right here to this program called Audio MIDI Setup. Now, for the bulk of the entire morning on a Sunday, you'll be operating ProPresenter of your own free will. I guess probably not the best way to describe it, but you'll be operating it manually. And then the only time that you'll not be necessarily hands-on with it is during worship. And during worship, the slides are actually controlled by something else. There's a third cord that runs from this computer. I guess I should say to this computer from another source. And that source is a computer that's up in the drum cage. Now, the band uses tracks, audio tracks, and different things to help them stay on time, such as a click, maybe if a bass person isn't here, they'll use a bass track. And that computer controls all of that. And now, the computer also controls other things as well. We actually have a single cable that runs from that computer to this computer that helps the band stay on time with the worship lyrics. And it's all pre-programmed to change at the proper time. And so in order to make sure that that is good to go, you'll want to go into this program to make sure that it's actually set up properly. So initially when you open this program, you won't have all these windows open. I'll actually close those down right now. Normally what you're going to see is just this one window right here. And this is going to be your audio devices window. There's really nothing important about this window, so you'll want to go up to the menu bar and hit Show MIDI Studio, and that is actually the window that we want. And so you're going to go over here to this little globe icon, which is going to be your Configure Network Driver, and if you click on that, you'll have this MIDI network setup window that pops up for you. Now there's a lot going on in this window here, but on any given Sunday that you don't have a point person here to help you set this up or to double check it, you can actually go down to this window here, Directory, and something will pop up here. It depends on what the device is called. As of right now, it's Jake's Ableton because we have Jake here plugging his laptop in, and we have it named in a certain way so that it's easily recognizable. So you can just go down to Directory here, and if you see Jake's Ableton, you can hit Connect, and it may show up over here already with a green little dot next to it. That means it's properly connected. If it does show up over here in the Participants window already, then you should be good to go. If there's something going haywire with it, though, you might want to select it and hit Disconnect, and then reconnect it. If it's not showing up, you want to check your proper connections, but for the most part, this will automatically sync up for you before you even get in, because the band will already be practicing. But this is a good way to double check stuff that's going on. So that said, that's pretty much the way you set up ProPresenter from there. And when the band is playing, you'll know that the slide MIDI control device is working when, and because it's very apparent, it'll actually, the program will automatically go to whatever song they're doing by itself without even having to click on anything. It'll just go there, and then the slides will begin to pop up automatically for you. And so that's how you know it's working. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to go over today, is just explain how this program works. and what it does, and how to set it up properly if you don't have someone here to do that for you. So with that, I'll see you guys in part 2. Part 2, we're just going to go over this section up here along the top, and we're going to also go through the library and playlist stuff down here as well. So thank you for watching. More videos to come. You can probably expect to see the next one pop up in a couple days here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something. Bye-bye.